Every single day, thousands of tourists crowd into this Tokyo shrine to take photos with thousands of cute, waving cats. But if you walk exactly 30 seconds past the gift shop into the completely empty graveyard next door, you find the tomb of a man who was hacked to pieces in the snow for opening Japan to the world. This is the story of how Tokyo's cutest tourist trap completely erased a bloody political assassination.
Watch until the end.
If you look up Gotokuchi on YouTube, you find 100 videos telling you the exact same wholesome legend. Back in 1600, a wealthy feudal lord was caught in a massive thunderstorm near this temple. As he sheltered under a tree, he looked over and saw the temple's priest cat beckoning him inside with a raised paw.
I looked over. The priest cat was sitting at the gate, paw raised, staring right at me.
Curious, the lord walked toward the cat. A second later, lightning struck the exact tree he had been standing under.
I took one step toward it. Behind me, the tree I'd been standing under exploded. Just smoke and splinters where I was standing a second ago.
The cat saved his life. In gratitude, the wealthy lord became the temple's patron, filling it with wealth, ensuring its survival, and cementing his family legacy here forever.
I gave everything I had to that temple. My wealth, my name, my family's future. It was the least I could do for a cat that saved my life.
It's a beautiful story. It's why people buy these little porcelain cats today. But modern tourism leaves out the sequel, because 2 centuries later, a descendant of the exact same family line took control of Japan. His name was
Ieyasu,
and his life would end in a way that no lucky cat could prevent. In the 1850s, Japan was entirely closed to the outside world. Enter the Americans.
Then I saw them. 4 black warships on the horizon, larger than anything I'd ever seen in my life. And they weren't asking.
Commodore Perry arrived in Tokyo Bay with massive, terrifying black ships, demanding Japan end its isolation or face total war. The country was paralyzed by fear. Naosuke stepped up. As the chief minister to the shogun, he bypassed the emperor and signed a treaty with the Americans, forcing Japan's door open to foreign trade.
I put my seal on the document. I knew what I was doing. I knew what it would cost me. I signed it anyway.
To the political elites and traditional samurai, this wasn't progress, it was high treason. They believed Naosuke had sold out Japan's soul to foreigners. Anti-foreign sentiment boiled over, and Naosuke reacted ruthlessly, executing his political enemies in what became known as the Ansei Purge.
My enemies weren't going to stop, so I stopped them first. Arrests, trials, executions. They called it a massacre. I called it survival.
He became the most hated man in the country. On a freezing morning in March 1860, outside the gates of Edo Castle, it all came to a brutal end. Amid a heavy blizzard, 17 masterless samurai ambushed Naosuke.
I never saw them coming. 17 men, waiting for me in the blizzard. By the time I understood what was happening, it was already over.
In a matter of minutes, the snow turned red. Naosuke was dragged out into the freezing cold and decapitated right there in the street.
Subscribe.
Which brings us to today. 200 years later, Naosuke is buried right here, literally steps away from the gift shop. But if you look around the shrine, nobody knows who he is. His assassination is forgotten. His role in shaping modern Japan is entirely overshadowed. Why? Because Gotokuchi is the perfect textbook example of a strange cultural phenomenon, the tourist amnesia pattern. Phase 1. A deep, complex, often violent historical event occurs. Phase 2. The location attaches itself to a highly marketable symbol, in this case a lucky cat. Phase 3. Global tourism and social media algorithms catch wind of it. The aesthetic gets hyper-optimized for Instagram and TikTok. Phase 4. Complete cultural erasure. The original history stripped away because cute visuals sell merchandise, but dark political history doesn't. And this doesn't just happen in Japan. It happens everywhere. People queue up for hours to take smiling selfies at the Berlin Wall or pose for fashion photos at historical disaster sites. The aesthetics completely cannibalize the history.
Like the video.
Did the story with the cat really happen? The answer is probably not. But I got another interesting fact for you, so keep on watching.
Watch until the end.
So when the people attacked Naosuke, you think they carry blades because they were samurai, right? What if I tell you they were carrying American-made weapons? So here's the story. When Perry first came to Japan, he gave the Japanese gifts.
Perry didn't just bring ships. He brought gifts, rifles, a cannon, a working telegraph machine. He was showing us exactly what America was capable of, and exactly what we were not.
And one of these gifts was an American-made Colt revolver. And somehow this Colt landed in the hands of a famous Japanese blacksmith. And this Japanese blacksmith copied it. So at the time, Japanese people knew what guns were. They just never seen a gun like this.
Within years, our craftsmen had taken apart every weapon Perry brought and rebuilt it from memory. Then they made it better.
And this blacksmith was very skilled, so he actually managed to copy it, and he also engraved it with cherry blossom motifs and made it very pretty. Somehow this gun landed in the hands of a man named Mori, and this Mori guy was one of the 17 assassins. So how do we know any of this? So when Naosuke left Edo Castle, he was not traveling alone. He was a famous man. So he was actually traveling with 60 people, and only 8 of the 60 people actually died. So we got a bunch of survivors, and one of the survivors wrote everything down he saw. So what this guy saw when the assassins first attacked was this. He said this Mori guy pulled out a Colt revolver and shot one of Naosuke's retainers. They kill a guy for opening up Japan to America, and they use American invented weapons to do so. So here's another interesting fact. So the place where this happened is the Sakurada Gate. This is a real location that still exists today. So you can visit it and say, here's the place where Naosuke was beheaded. To be honest, I live just 10 minutes away from here, and I rarely come down the street. The shrine has become a magnet for the exact kind of tourism that feels entirely hollow. People treating a sacred space like a mere TikTok backdrop, fighting over the best angle to get a photo of a plastic cat. But watch this. If you just cross this tiny path, the crowd completely vanishes. There isn't a single tourist here, it's dead quiet. Thousands of people a day come for the merchandise, but almost none of them step over here to pay respect to the man whose family funded the very ground they're standing on. So, if you ever visit Tokyo and make the trip out to this famous cat shrine, buy the souvenir, take the photo, but do yourself a favor. Walk 30 seconds past the crowd, look at the moss-covered stones, and remember the bloody history that the cute cats made everyone forget. If you like this video, don't forget to press like and subscribe. So I'm still a very small channel, so every subscriber and every like counts. Also, there's a link of my Patreon in the description, so if you feel like supporting it, please do so. So that was the video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.